Hello and welcome to the weather update today, and it was a horrible day, man. Jeez, a trifecta of heat, humidity, and smoke today. The humidity really didn't drop all that much. You can see that all that smoke over us that we had today. It wasn't that thick at the surface. Most of it was aloft, but still thick enough. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's just it was horrible today. Let's show you what the sky looked like today. So this is what it looked like. You can see just a lot of haze. You see the sun there, just really just, rather dim and red. Another look at it. And then use what's just taken from the bus on the N80. And you can see how red that is there and there. The sun kind of just disappeared there. This was around 7:56. Just disappeared. That was it after that. And that's what we had left. Just a really just haze, just disgusting looking sky. It's awful. Really just very poor air quality. Let's go to the AQI right now. We're going to put that in here, and we're going to... So AQI, we're in the yellow. 56. Actually, not too bad on Long Island. We actually dodged the worst of it. It's much worse inland. If you go inland here, you can see we've got numbers up into the 150s here. Luckily, we didn't get into that. The sea breeze helped us out a little bit, and kept the at least improved the air quality a little bit compared to what you're dealing with inland here, which is pretty unhealthy air. So let's go take a look at the satellite, the MODIS satellite, which I should have up here too, showing you the smoke. And you can see this big cloud of smoke here that's heading out from Canada all the way down into our area. You can see it looks like there's look at that. That looks like a nice mesoscale convective complex right around Tulsa again. And then look at this, plenty more smoke up here, tons of it, in fact, in the Northwest Territories here. And let's not forget about Quebec too. Now that smoke is now over the Labrador Sea, heading toward Greenland, and just lots and lots of fires. If we add the layers, let's go over here. We'll add some layers. Let's add the fires layer here, and we'll do the... Hold on, it's not quite the right one here. Let's... Fires and thermal anomalies, so we'll just click this. And that now should show up. These are all the fires burning here, and all those orange dots are where all the wildfires are. You can see just lots of them just burning. I mean... no one's going to be able to put them out. They're just letting them burn because it's impossible without the weather becoming more favorable. And it looks like you still have a number of fires in Quebec here that are going. But most of them right now seem to be in the Northwest Territories, northern Alberta, parts of British Columbia. But you can see where the wildfire smoke has come from, and that we're going to be dealing with it again. For sure. So let's go to our weather map here. All right, so here's our weather map here, and you can see there is another cold front that's slowly inching its way toward us that may bring some relief from the smoke, or maybe not. Looking at our Storm Prediction Center, which I should have up here, you'll see there's that slight risk, and then pretty much stretches through a large part of the middle of the country there. And going into tomorrow, you'll see tomorrow will also have that slight risk moving a little bit further east, and a marginal risk now for our area, because as that front nears, it's going to trigger thunderstorms for our area. Looking right now at the radar across the area, you'll see that there are actually some thunderstorms in Pennsylvania. I'm wondering if that's what made the sun disappear before it set. Perhaps there was some, the anvils from them was blocking it. And then we have another complex over here in Indiana stretching into part of Ohio, also of thunderstorms. Nothing too crazy, though. And then as far as we have a few more, we have one, it looks like one really strong one over here in Wyoming. But it looks like there is some rain in Canada again. You'd think this would help the fires, but it's very scattered in nature. and it's not really enough. And a lot of the fires are burning up here, so it's not quite getting to that. So it's not going to help, unfortunately. Those fires are going to burn until probably November at the rate things are going. You can see more fires here. I want more thunderstorms. And these thunderstorms could start more fires again. That's the thing. Well, if there's a lightning strike, once the thunderstorm leaves and gets dried out, that can, flare back up again into another wildfire, which wouldn't surprise me at this point. Let's go to the weather and hazards map here, and you can see we do have severe thunderstorm watches in Wyoming, South Dakota, as well as parts of Missouri and parts of Illinois and Ohio. And look at all these heat warnings here all over the place. Excessive heat warnings everywhere. And you can see, we'll see how hot it is everywhere. You can see you got the hundreds all the way up. I mean, it's insane, all the heat going on. So let's first go to our area here, and you'll see that we still got the flash flood watches. We still got flash flood watches and flood watches in effect. We still got the air quality alert, which isn't showing up on here. We have a lot of damage here showing up here. So JCP&L here. Look at the damage that has happened here. This is roads washed out. Look at the flooding going on here. This gives you an example of why a state of emergency was declared in New Jersey. A lot of flooding there. And actually, I want to go to take this off here, and we're going to go to the rivers and lakes map and see how we're doing with the flooding aspect of things. So we do have a number of gauges that are in minor flood stage, particularly in Connecticut, Housatonic River, and the Connecticut River, which is dropping. Connecticut River at Middle Haddam, also dropping. It's in the minor flood stage. And Wood River. A lot of this is actually spillover from Vermont that actually wound up coming all the way down. And actually, that makes me want to go back to the MODIS satellite for a minute, because I want to show you something. Because you could actually see the runoff coming from that river. Actually, you could still see it coming off into the Long Island Sound. So this is going to cause bad. You can see it right here. Look at all that. That's all that silt coming out of the river. So this is from today. All right. I know with the haze, you can't really see it too well. On July 15th, you can really see it. Look at that. That's all coming from the Connecticut River. Well, there's going to be bad water quality in the Long Island Sound. It's going to be murky because of that for quite some time. Can't see it there because that was yeah, this day you can really see. Let's see if we can get some more images here. This one even shows it even a little bit. You can see all that runoff coming out of this. So this is affecting the water quality in Long Island Sound, and that's going to result in poor water quality, I think, when you see all that. And this again is today. You can still see a lot of silt coming out of there from that river, from all that flooding that's making its way down from New England. Even though you could see, barely see it because of that the smoke. Just really bad air quality today. So let's go to the weather map here. We'll look at what the conditions are like at Islip. It's reporting mist. I don't think they're getting any mist, but it's 8-mile visibility. And let's see. The visibilities didn't drop too much on Long Island. They did drop a little bit this evening, 7. So it is starting to drop a little bit, 9. It was getting a little thicker there. But the visibilities didn't drop too low. But you notice that the dew points really never dropped that much. We went from the upper 70s to maybe low and mid 70s dew points. Still very uncomfortable out there. We never really got into the dry air, and thus we were dealing with the humidity all day long. If you go a little further west, that's where they were getting into the dry air, particularly in northern New Jersey. So if you go to Andover here, see what the day was like at Andover. If it'll show us, let's see if they don't have visibility reading. Okay, you don't have a visibility reading. Let's see, we'll find one with the visibility reading further to the west here. Caldwell, Essex. They should have a visibility rating. So let's see how they do with their visibility. Yeah, they had some really, 3-mile visibility there. So they had some patches of reduced visibility down to 3 miles. And notice how much hotter it is there, too. In Jersey, it was 90. And let me tell you, in this area, it was hot. My area was hot today, so it wasn't as cool as further out east. So let's put our high temperatures on the map here. And you'll see here that you're generally mid-80s, but as you head further west into Nassau, upper 80s were the rule here. Very weak sea breeze, 90 at LaGuardia, 90, low 90s in Jersey, around 90 in Parsippany there, so much warmer inland, but the dew points were a little bit lower. You can see we only got down into the mid-70s here, and again, just above normal. Generally speaking today, probably an above normal day, though the highs weren't that much above normal. Let's go look at the dew points. This kind of shows you where the dew points are, and you can see there really isn't that much relief. The drier area, you got to go way to the west here, way to the west to get any drier, and it's still not that dry. So we never really got to the dry air. It looks like the HRRR was right when it comes to that, unfortunately. We'll go back to the highs and just take a look and see how hot it's been across the country today. It looks like we do have now a tornado warning that is just posted for some of those severe thunderstorms there. You can see, generally speaking, 90s, a lot of heat everywhere in the southeast, the south. You got the heat advisory still in these areas. And then you have the excessive heat warning in a part of Texas there where they had highs up into the near 110, 105 to 110. That is extremely hot. Places like Waco, probably Dallas as well, got up there. Really just extreme heat, excessive heat warning. And even if you go into New Mexico, also dealing with these really ridiculously hot temperatures here. At least the dew point's low, but it's still hot. You got these excessive heat warnings also in Arizona as well, and heat advisories. I think even Flagstaff. So you can fly in Flagstaff here. If I can find it, it's hard to. These shadings are so hard to. Yeah, it's really hard to see through these. I don't like about this is to make the opacity too thick so I can't see the cities. So trying to look for Flagstaff here. Alright, let's see. Flagstaff hit 94. Wow, 94 in Flagstaff. That's unbelievable. That never usually gets that hot there. I mean, you're at altitude, alright? It's a dry heat, though. The dew point's 43 at least, but still. Very hot. And then look at some of this heat here. You go here in the Southern California interior, 118. I mean, these in Needles, 111. 104 in Edwards Air Force Base. You see by the coast, though, it's a lot cooler. You go right along the coast. It's much cooler, but it's still 95 up here at Santa Rosa. 100. Look at this. 100 in Sacramento. That's just incredible heat right there. You got to be right on the coast to really be escaping that. Really unbelievable. And I see pink over here, which is a red flag warning for interior because now it's hot and it's dry and it's going to start seeing fires in the west now. But yeah, just incredible amount of heat. 106 in Salt Lake City too. In Colorado, 99 in Fort Collins. I don't think Denver's escaping any of this. 90s. Look at this. 102 in Dodge City. Kansas. Wichita, 90. This is incredible heat. Incredible kind of heat. It really is incredible what we're seeing. This has never been seen before. I'm kind of curious. I want to just jump on over to the AccuWeather. Let's look at Canada too as well, with some of these high temperatures. Right, nothing too crazy there. Northwest Territories. Let's see what they're doing. They got 70s. generally speaking. So nothing too crazy there, but I mean the heat really is incredible in much of the United States. It really is truly incredible. I want to go to the AccuWeather for a moment, and we're going to see what weather stories they have up here and see. So flash flooding here, deja vu, wildfire smoke, and nothing. Record-breaking heat to expand. Let's see if there's any long stretch of record 110 degree days. The extreme heat will only broaden its reach this week, it says here. So the southwestern states have been roasting amid the most intense heat waves of the summer so far. And AccuWeather meteorologists say Mother Nature will provide no cooling relief in the near term. Tens of millions. So it says Phoenix has recorded its third consecutive record high temperature on Saturday as the thermometer soared to 118 degrees Fahrenheit, beating out the previous record for the date of 117 set in 1998. So that's unbelievable for Phoenix. And it's also going to break the record of consecutive days with a high temperature at or above 110. That record is set in 1984 and spanned 18 days. So just incredible. For 8 days in a row, low temperatures have not dipped below 90 in Phoenix. That also broke a record as well. These temperatures are occurring during a time of the year when temperatures are typically at their highest relative to historic values. So extreme heat going on in the southwest here. And one of the hottest locations on Earth, lying nearly 300 feet below sea level, Death Valley reached 126 late Sunday, which was several degrees shy of the world's record high air temperature that is disputed by some meteorologists. So that is incredible. 120s there in Death Valley. Salt Lake City reached 106 on Sunday, and it was only 1 degree shy of an all-time high of 107. So incredible heat going on here. Heat in Texas is going to be building again, going to be broadening its reach into Texas. El Paso projected to heat record-breaking levels here. Just really incredible here, the kind of heat going on there in the southwest. At least we're not dealing with that, but we're dealing with all this humidity and all this smoke. It's not pleasant, I'm going to tell you. So let's go to the Weather Service here, and I want to go look at today's statistics, today's climate statistics for today, and then we'll go look at the forecast here. Islip, 86, so yeah, 4 degrees above normal today at Islip. Central Park, 88, 3 degrees above normal there. And Newark probably hit 90, of course. 93, God, it's hot in Jersey. 6 degrees above normal for the high. Yeah, 6 degrees above normal. So, again, Jersey's the fastest warming state, and as you've been following my community posts, you know that JCP&L is having a lot of problems keeping up with the demand and having a lot of failures at their substations. So let's go look at the longer range forecast here in the jet stream. First, we start with on the GFS here, and you'll see there's that trough that sort of comes in and brings a little bit of relief for us from the humidity on Wednesday. And you can see there's a little more troughiness in the east, which is encouraging. We're having a little bit more of it, as you see, so it'll at least break the humidity for a little bit, but then the jet stream kind of just goes way up in Canada again before another trough comes in. So we're still going to see some more heat this month, and you still see that ridge in the west there. That's the reason why you have that heat ridge in the west. Is helping to create some more troughiness in the east to bring us maybe some cooler air and maybe some lower humidity. Looking at the European model, I'm sure we'll see an agreement on this as well, but we've got to look at both of them. There's that trough for Wednesday, and you see more troughiness, though we're on the right side of it, so that tends to mean more of a southerly flow, which means we'll have more chances for rain again in this forecast. Let's go to the upper air, and we'll be able to see that trough there, visualize it a little. It's weak. It's not strong, but you'll notice that there is a weak trough in the east there. You do see some troughing over Greenland as well, so a little bit of a change there. GFS is a little bit different with the placement of things, but generally speaking, we will see some relief at least some relief from this humidity It looks like going forward, that's what it looks like. It looks like more of a favorable forecast for that. Let's go look at our temperature anomaly chart here on the GFS. As we head into tomorrow, you'll still see the below normal there in the upper Midwest there. In the Midwest, you see that start to creep eastward toward the weekend, so we'll actually have some cooler than normal temperatures. And then as we head into next week, you'll see no really big heat waves, which is good for us. And it looks like it will calm down in the west, too, a little bit. So we will see some relief from this ridiculousness going forward. Looking at rainfall, we'll go ahead and look at that because we will be seeing more of that, I think, on Friday. And you'll see some rainfall occurring in Canada, but still, that Northwest Territories area not really seeing much, and the West also not seeing much. So those are the areas that we're going to have to worry about with the wildfires. Let's go to our surface map here. And you'll see here, there's tomorrow, and you can see there's a chance of the storms tomorrow. Then we should be dry on Wednesday, maybe a slight chance of storms on Thursday, and then we have that system coming through on Friday. That would be our next chance of rain. And then we'll try to clear it out for the weekend, but that front might get hung up a little bit. We'll have to see. Again, still wants to hang up the fronts. And then, yeah, another chance for rain. Then a stronger front comes through. It's trying to bring some relief. It's trying to. So let's look at the dew point map here as well. And you'll see that there will be some relief from these high dew points. So one more day tomorrow. And then Wednesday, they drop off a little bit. Wednesday and Thursday, then another surge of humidity. And then we try to bring in some drier air by the weekend. But you see the front just doesn't really want to move that far away. It's just a very weak flow. That's the problem. It's very weak. And then we get back into the humidity on July, toward the end of the month. So, unfortunately, although we won't be dealing with much heat, we're going to have to wait a while for any, it'll be some relief in the dew points, but not all that much. So let's go look at the HRRR model now. We'll look at the zeros, the HRRR. Look at tomorrow because we do have that marginal risk for severe thunderstorms tomorrow. So let's see what the HRRR does. And you see it's not really showing much of anything until we get toward the evening. And then it's showing just some very scattered activity. And that's it, right over like New York City and Nassau County. And then for Wednesday, it's bringing in a little more scattered activity in the morning. You look at this, the HRRR seems to want to have more scattered activity for Wednesday, which is supposed to be a dry day, but HRRR is saying, nope, that's not what's going to happen. And I have a feeling it's going to keep that humidity around, too. So let's look at the dew points here and see. So it looks like the HRRR just wants to have that front just hang up again. So here we are dealing with the humidity tomorrow, steadily flow again. And then, yeah, Wednesday, still dealing with it. No relief. If you want relief, you're going to have to go upstate or into Pennsylvania. HRRR is saying no dice. It's keeping the humidity around. That has this front just washing out over us. So maybe not getting any relief from the humidity on Wednesday, according to the HRRR. And the HRRR was right about that today, so I'm leaning toward that. Tomorrow, it will be warm like today. Maybe not quite as warm, upper 80s, but I still think some places could see 90. And then, weak sea breezes again, not much relief, not dropping much in the evening. And then for Wednesday, it's showing it cooler due to the cloud cover and the storms over Long Island. So it's having Wednesday be unsettled again. That's the HRRR for you. Total accumulated precip on the HRRR. Not much, depending on where the storm's at, maybe up to an inch. It's mostly scattered in nature. But let's go look at the NAM. Don't have enough of the 0Z. I was hoping we would, but we really don't. So tomorrow's is the NAM, and again, it's just showing very scattered activity, so it won't be widespread. And then for Wednesday, it's not really showing much, the NAM, as far as activity goes for storms. Let's look at the GFS and look at the dew points on this GFS model. See what's going to happen here. So, again, still dealing with those high dew points. Again, the GFS wants to bring that drier in sooner. On Wednesday, it wants to bring that drier air in and drop dew points to around 60. But we'll see. It's kind of trying to watch that front right out. It doesn't really want to bring it through. Here we are Thursday, and you already see the southerly flow coming back into the picture. And then, boom, back into the deep southerly flow by Friday with more humidity. And then, again, weekend, same deal. It's trying to bring the dry air in, but this front just gets hung up. That's the problem, because you saw the shape of the trough, and it's not really moving that far. So it might keep us stuck in a stall front syndrome for the weekend or not. It's kind of hard to tell right now this far out, but it's not looking great. Let's go to the temperatures. So here we are on the temperatures. Obviously tomorrow GFS is hotter, so we could still see 90 in Jersey. So probably similar today, the temperatures. And then here we are Wednesday. Not much relief. Still near 90. Not much relief. Thursday, near 90 Jersey, maybe mid to upper 80s. I mean, no real big cool down. Here we are Friday, still dealing with well into the 80s. Saturday and Sunday is when we see more of a cool down there with 80s, mid 80s generally. But I have a feeling there's going to be clouds. That front just hung up the way it is. Let's go look at the skies as far as clouds go tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have the clouds. It's interesting, the GFS is painting clear skies over Jersey. But I'm thinking we'll see more clouds. And then Wednesday, doesn't have that many clouds around, but with that front in the vicinity, who knows. Thursday, it's showing some clouds. Friday, clouds. Weekend, we'll be dealing with clouds. And maybe we can clear it out on Sunday. Maybe we clear it out with this front, just kind of just hanging around. It's a very weak front, you know. It's just very weak because the jet stream itself is very weak, so it can't really move anything along that much. Let's go to the RGEM next. Tomorrow, as we go into the night, you'll see some scattered high clouds. We're just talking about clouds now. The RGEM showing, again, like the GFS, it seems like it wants to have clearer skies over New Jersey for whatever reason, have the cirrus over Long Island. However, this doesn't show you the haze. Then for Wednesday, plenty of clouds around on here. And then Thursday would be the day when we would see less in the way of clouds. But as far as the smoke goes, well, that's the next thing we got to look at. Let's go to the smoke model. Let's look at the 21Z of that. And I have a feeling we're still going to be dealing with this smoke. So here you go. You can see us in the red. Tomorrow, still dealing with the smoke, vertically integrated smoke. Might be mostly aloft, but there'll still be some haze around. And, yeah, even into Wednesday, which is the 19th, still dealing with it. So, yeah, no real... As far as seeing a nice blue sky... Not anytime soon, I'm afraid. Not anytime soon. Really is not good at all with that. Let's go look at the near-surface smoke. This is the near-surface smoke model, and you'll see most of it kind of stays off to the west. But it's still trying to push some into the area, especially as we get toward Wednesday. We may be dealing with more smoke. So, yeah, we're not going to get rid of this smoke anytime soon. It's not going anywhere. Poor air quality, haze, and this humidity, just crappy weather continues. If you want a nice blue sky, I don't know where you can go at this point. Look at all this smoke. It's absolutely ridiculous. Climate Prediction Center, let's go. That'll be our last stop here. A 6 to 10 day outlook temperature-wise has us near normal, but the west is way above normal. And we're slightly above normal with precipitation, below normal in the west. So, there's probably going to be a lot more wildfires flaring up in the west in the coming days and weeks. And then for your 6 to 10 day, 8 to 14 day, the whole country is above normal pretty much with precipitation. So, again, with that jet stream the way it is, we just don't have much of a jet stream. So, there's nothing, the weather is completely in complete disarray at this point. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. As we deal with the consequences of climate change, this is what we continue to deal with here. These very abnormal weather patterns will just take you out on the Ventus sky to kind of visualize all the heat that's all across the country. And you can see that heat goes up there into Canada as well. Just incredible to see just how bad things have gotten. But we were warned. And we didn't listen. Backing it up today, you can see all that heat. You can also see there is some cooler air in the upper Midwest that's trying to get in. But still, it's so much humidity. I mean, if we visualize the dew points here, look at all these high dew points. I mean, it's even the air coming down. These dew points aren't that low. Only out west where you have the heat dome. And then you have like some high dew points in the California Valley too. So, it's not great anywhere. It really sucks. What can I say? But It's very, it's not good at all. It's not going to get any better. If we visualize this here, I'll take this out. You can sort of see the drier air trying to push in here. Wednesday, you can see it just kind of washes out. There's no real big push because, again, there's no jet stream to move things along. This is the problem we have. We go back to this, and we go back to our upper air, and we can look at the European North America and show you the jet stream on the European, and it's the same deal here that you have. The jet stream is just completely out of whack here, and there just isn't much of one available. You can see, and it's kind of just split up. It's a mess, and so nothing is organized, and all this heat is just bubbling up from the south, and this humidity and the smoke. Yeah, they got smoke from Canada or humidity from the south. You can't win the weather. You just can't. It's just not good to be outside this summer. The summer is kind of just ruined, and sucks really. But that is all. Thank you for watching, and good night.